Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. This prompt was called Stolen Goods. It was theirs, an heirloom, the only memory left of their mother. It all happened by chance. A small gold pendant that was delicately decorated with engraved flowers. It opened. Inside were the children's pictures, old and tattered now, as so much time had passed and so many miles. The children, Millie and Robert, had long ago since found their way to New York as stowaways on a cargo ship from Europe in 1943. Their mother and father, along with the rest of their known family, were taken to the camps, never to be seen again. The children were smuggled out of the country in a horse-drawn wagon filled with scraps of other people's lives. It was an arduous journey, only made by the brave and courageous and desperate. The driver was a Christian who looked innocent enough to be kept out of the camps, and as his life was spared, he dedicated the rest of his days to being a savior to children. He could have left the country easily, but he didn't. He couldn't conceive of this horror and not do something about it. It was just insane, and smuggling children made him feel powerful against the Nazis. All the arrangements were made through him. The horse and buggy driver, who remained anonymous so no one could find him. The road across the border with the boat tickets to America and little coveted brown sacks with a hard roll and cheese. This last item sustained them for days. Millie and Robert made it, along with hundreds of other lucky children, into the arms of loving strangers in New York who helped them adjust, grieve, understand, rant, and grow up. One day, some years later, Millie, who was 20 by then, and Robert was 22, happened to spy the pendant in the window of an antique store. They knew it was their mother's. They felt the pang of memory, knowing and loss all at once that almost brought them to their knees. Thankfully, a handrail was there to support them. The store was in an old brownstone with 4 steps down to the front door, dusty and ancient looking. They stood there wondering what to do. Millie felt if they just pleaded their story, the owner would give it to them. Slowly and full of trepidation, they went in. Every step was an effort, and their feet weighed a ton when they walked. As they got closer, they felt a little braver. After all, that was their mother's. And finally, they got to the counter and called out for someone to help them. From the back of the store came an older, frail, full of spirit, light-haired man that looked fairly familiar. They told their story, and the man began to cry. He was the anonymous driver, and now he was looking for family members who might have made it here to give back their precious belongings. They were never forgotten, and the embrace was filled with tears and happiness, and so it began, the return of stolen goods. The end. Thank you for listening.